help them to do that. No? So regulation is a major function that we have typed right now. It's not really recognizing the wealth.
I've created many artworks, such as painting, sculpture, installations, and art performances.
Cultural diplomacy is a powerful tool that allow nations to connect beyond politics and economics. It helps build mutual understanding by sharing traditions and stories that create lasting impression. For Indonesia, cultural diplomacy is part of Indonesia's identity as a diverse and culturally rich nation. With more than 17,000 islands, hundreds of ethnic groups, and countless traditions, it's no surprise that our culture is one of our greatest strengths. This is why cultural diplomacy plays a key role in Indonesia public diplomacy. Instead of using on political negotiation or economic influence, Indonesia uses soft power to introduce itself to the world. For Indonesia, cultural diplomacy is more than just showing off. It's about sharing value. It's about inviting the world to know us better, to collaborate, to appreciate who we are beyond stereotypes. And we do this strategically through things like travel and food. In a world where diplomacy is often seen as a formal negotiation, Indonesia proves that culture is just as powerful, perhaps even more so. It speaks to people personally, leaving impressions that last far beyond policies and agreements.
One of the most powerful ways Indonesia engages in cultural diplomacy is through tourism. The Wonderful Indonesian campaign does more than just showcase stunning destinations. It invites travelers to immerse themselves in the rich tapestry of our traditions. Whether it's mastering traditional dance, uncovering historical treasures, or connecting with our warm local communities. When people think of Indonesia, of course Bali often springs to mind first, and yeah, rightfully so. However, our tourism offerings extend far beyond Victoria's Beach, and imagine exploring ancient temples in Yogyakarta, diving into crystal clear water in the underwater paradise of Raja Ampat, wandering through the traditional village of Toraja, or marveling at the majestic volcanic landscape of Bromo. Tourism transforms into cultural diplomacy when this experience leaves a profound impact. A tourism who learn the art of batik in Solo or suffers a cup of jamu in Ubud, and yeah, they return home not just with photographs but with vibrant stories, newfound admiration, and sometimes an irresistible desire to come back. Indeed, tourism often serves as the first encounter that foreigners have with our rich culture. It is our heartfelt welcome to the world.
If there's one thing Indonesians love to share with pride, it's our food, and honestly, who can blame us? The flavors are both rich and rooted in our cultural heritage. Each region of Indonesia has its own culinary identity, from the spicy Padang dishes of West Sumatra to the sweet savory flavors of Central Java to the fiery sambals of Manado. Even something as simple as rice and sambal has endless variations. Our food diplomacy happens in many ways: through Indonesian restaurants abroad, through cultural festival hosted by embassies, and through our diaspora communities introducing friends and coworkers to dishes like rendang, bakso, or martabak. Food has the power to build bridges. When someone tastes Indonesian food, they often want to know more about where it comes from, that curiosity leads to cultural exchange, and that's the essence of diplomacy. Plus, food is emotional. People remember how it made them feel, and if it made them feel welcome, then we've succeeded.
Batik is more than just a piece of fabric. It's a canvas of cultural, philosophy, and identity. Every motif carries meaning, from fertility symbols to cosmic balance, from protection to gratitude. Across Indonesia, batik varies by region. The intricate patterns of Yogyakarta, the colorful style of Pekalongan, the bold design of Papua, each one reflects its community, worldview, and history. In 2009, UNESCO recognized Indonesia batik as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Since then, batik has been promoted not just a traditional wear, but as a contemporary fashion. Indonesia designers have brought batik to global runways from Paris to Tokyo. But what makes batik powerful in cultural diplomacy is in blend of tradition and renovation. When world leaders will batik at international events, when fashion bloggers post about their batik outfits, or when schools abroad hold batik workshop. It's more than just aesthetic. It's Indonesia leaving a mark, softly but memorably. Batik tells the world that we are proud of where we come from, and we invite others to learn, wear, and celebrate it with us. In last part of conclusion, cultural diplomacy is more than just an experience of national identity. It's a way to connect, to build bridge, and to foster understanding. Indonesia's approach to cultural diplomacy extends beyond government relations. It reaches people, creating meaningful interaction that leave lasting impression. Through tourism, we invite the world to step into our tradition, to experience the beauty of our landscapes and the richness of our heritage. Through food, we share not just flavor, but stories, each dish carrying history and emotion, and piece of Indonesia soul. And through batik, we showcase the art of identity, proving that tradition and creativity can intertwine to form something both timeless and influential.